up, big dog?
GD unplugging this right. Yeah, McLaren service department. I'm looking at my door right here and it looks like there was a chip out of it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna be back to work on our McLaren 720S. As you guys see in the previous video, we went ahead and got all this fiberglass up. Now all we need to do is sand it down, put some light filler on this piece and a little bit more filler on this driver door over here. Cut the hole out for the mirror, and then we can go ahead and test fit everything, make sure everything lines up and get everything in primer. So in today's video, I really wanna focus on getting everything in primer, basically get these doors in the paint booth and the quarter panels in the paint booth, get them all primered. And we do have some good news on the frame rails. I spoke to Hybrid Performance. He said he has them and they're ready to be shipped out. So they'll be shipped out today. So hopefully by the end of the week, we will get them. And we're gonna have to go ahead and take all these back out because this is the old rebar. And as you can see, that's how bad it's bent. So I was trying to save it, but that didn't turn out too good. And guys, once we get the new frame rails on and the new shock, we also did go ahead and order a wheel. We pretty much have everything to get this car on the road, so I can't really wait for the test drive. It's gonna be absolutely incredible. So what I'm gonna start doing right now is we need to go ahead and sand this down just a little bit more. There's a couple of high spots and low spots. So we're gonna sand all this down and sand this down even more. And then we can go ahead and put some filler on this door, put a little bit of glaze coat on that door, and they'll both be done. The finishing glaze coat on this door. Now what we need to do is actually test fit this door on the car. We got it all smoothed out pretty good, but we just need to make sure this edge is perfectly aligned with the fender. So let's go ahead and put this fender on the car. No, what's wrong with that? So we got the door back on the car and it lines up pretty good. I'm thinking I need to replace these brackets on this fender because I did reuse my old brackets, but we did get all new brackets. So what I'm gonna do is jack this car up, take this wheel off right here and replace all the brackets on the fender and see how it lines up to the door. Got the fender off and here's my old brackets. I kind of just straightened them out just to see if I can fix them, but it turns out we couldn't really straighten them out, so we went and ordered all the new brackets right here from Hybrid Performance in the UK. I'll drop this Instagram link down below, so if you're ever looking for car parts, Porsche, Ferrari, McLaren, he can get you any part anywhere. So let's go ahead and find our brackets and put this fender back on with all new brackets. So we got all the new brackets fitting on the fender, and we are still having a little bit of an issue here. And what I'm thinking is we need to sand the back of it down a little bit more, make it more flush so it can push all the way in. And see, if we kind of push it in right here, it lines up pretty good right there. But I think there's a lot of fiberglass built up back there. So what we need to do is sand it down. And we also need to clean off this double-sided tape right here because it's not allowing the door to go fully on. So let's get it off and sand everything down back there. Pretty much all I need to do is basically flatten all this out real nice. We're gonna grab a sanding block and sand it smooth. So we finally got the fender on, guys. I was struggling a bit trying to get this fender lined up, and for some reason I thought maybe the door was bent up, but I remember whenever we were taking off these fenders, there was a ton of washers. There was washers over here, washers over there, and I watched a lot of videos on McLarens, and a lot of them do have bad panel gaps right here especially, so I'm guessing that's what they try to fix with the washers. And we stuck one washer back there, and bam, it fits up perfectly. Now what we're gonna do is sand it up a little bit more, put some filler on there, and it should be good to go. So check that out, guys. We got everything lined up pretty good. This gap is a little small because I kind of just pushed the fender back as far as possible just to see how good it lines up right here, and it turned out really good. And I was thinking that this fender actually has to come down to here, but it turns out this body line actually goes like that, and then this side skirt right here goes up, so this doesn't line up, and that's, I think, why we were having a little trouble lining it up. But it turned out pretty good. Now all we basically need to do is put a little bit of filler on top of that, and this door will be good to go. What? So guys, now that we have this door perfectly lined up to the fender over there, I know this is taking kind of a bit of time, but we can't find these doors anywhere used, and they are really expensive at the dealer. I think they're around $5,000, so it is worth it to go ahead and fix it. And I know you guys love watching me fix stuff, so we got this one all done. All we need to do is add some filler over here and sand this down right here, and it should be all ready for primer. This is already the glazing coat, so this is the last coat of filler on here. It looks like there's a lot of filler on here, but once you actually sand it all down, it's gonna be a really thin coat. So let's go ahead and get this sanded, add some filler on here, then we can throw all of our parts in the booth and get them all primed in. So check this out, guys. We got all the bodywork done on the door, and as you guys remember, there was a pretty big old chunk missing out of the door, but it turned out absolutely perfect. Smoothed it all out. We did also test it to the fender. Everything lines up perfectly. The corner turned out nice, and it is really strong. The fiberglass is holding really good because we did also put some more inside there. Check that out. It's nice and smooth. We might also go ahead and throw another coat or a layer over it, maybe, if we need to, but I think that's really strong and tough. And let's go ahead and check out the other door. So the driver door also turned out really good. We got everything nice and smooth. This one was a little bit tougher because of these weird body angles in here. I don't know why they did that, but I guess they wanted more airflow going in the car, but that turned out nice. This is freaking nice and smooth. We also did have a little bit of an issue down here, so we kind of just put a super thin layer of glaze. You can actually almost see through it. It's that thin. We went ahead and finished all that up. Now what I want to do is go ahead. I need to do a little bit more blocking on these doors because, as you guys know, it was kind of wavy. So we're gonna do a little bit more blocking and put it in the paint booth and get them primed in. The way I'm gonna block out this door is I got some 180 grit sandpaper, and pretty much we're just gonna use this block and just go in a crosshatch pattern, do this entire door right here, and then we're also gonna do this whole door. Hopefully we can get some of the waves out. I don't know why it's so wavy, but I guess that's just McLaren quality. So we're gonna do that, and then once we throw some high build primer, we'll block it out again, and I think it should be good to go. So let's go ahead and block these doors out. So we got both doors nice and blocked down, and it should help a lot, especially because they weren't really big waves. It was just like really tiny. I guess they had a problem with the mold or something like that. But now what we need to do on this door is go ahead and take this door handle off, and then we can sand everything inside here and then get these doors in the paint booth. These door handles are pretty simple to take off. All it is 2 bolts right here, and then there's some double-sided sticky tape on there. Let's go ahead and take it off. 300,000 car, 5 cent a stick. Guys, check out how simple this door handle is. All it is a little switch right there. I thought it'd be a little bit different than that, but it's just 2 wires. Now that we got this off, we need to go ahead and get all this double-sided tape off and sand this entire area down. So now that we got everything sanded on these doors and we sanded all the edges, let's go ahead and take these into the paint booth. So we got both doors in the paint booth, and we did also go ahead and pick up some of this primer right here from CarQuest. Check this out. This is some really high quality. It's gray urethane surface primer. It's called the Lessenol stuff. It's like $200 a gallon. It's a lot more pricier than the other stuff we usually use on other cars, but we did go ahead and just decide on this car we need some good stuff. So let's go ahead. We need to put our little mixing cap on top right here and give it a little bit of a mix, and then we can mix it up, put it in our spray gun, and start priming. So we got the primer all mixed up in the gun. Let's go ahead and spray these doors in. So we got all the doors nice and primed, and they turned out absolutely perfect. We went ahead and did 3 coats on the both side doors, the left and driver's side. And it's kind of crazy. I don't know how we're gonna paint this door inside here. It's a weird shape, and it's really hard to get the primer gun, just primer inside there. So we'll have to see how we're gonna do that with the clear coat and the paint. You guys, honestly, we might paint the car original gold color because we did send off a piece of the side skirt to one of our guys at the paint department. He's gonna try to match it up because if he can, that would be pretty cool because it would be nice to get the car original color, exactly what it says on the title. But we still have a lot of time to decide before we actually go ahead and paint this car. And we do have a shipment of parts coming in. It should be all the frame rails and a lot of other stuff to get that car back on the road. But if you guys enjoyed today's video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, drop a like, follow us on Instagram at VTune, and check out vtune.com if you want some merch. Thanks for watching.